welcome. Oh, sorry.
Yeah.
Also, Michael, do you pronounce your last name Lung?
Leung, yeah, Leung
Leung.
yeah,
Okay.
or Leung, yeah, Leung or Leung, one the other.
Good to know. Good to know. Okay.
Sounds good. Sounds good.
So, welcome to another great episode of 21st Century Disability. Today, we have the founder of the Flow, Michael Leung.
How are you? Thank you for having me.
Thanks for being here, Michael. And so, to start us off, could you please share a bit about your background and journey that led you where you are today?
Yeah, so before I started the Flo Group, I did real estate, I did some stocks and owned some companies, but about 10 years ago I had a serious retinal detachment, and that's when my journey of sight loss started happening. And they don't know how it happened. It spontaneously just happened. I just had a black curtain down my eye one day, woke up, told me I needed emergency surgery in 48 hours, I'll lose my vision.
Oh, wow.
Yeah, so then they got it back, but then I had complications, like cataract surgeries, age 35, and met a lot of seniors there. So this is when I actually started engaging with seniors, started bonding with seniors, way before I even knew I was going to get into this. But I think it was fate, right? It just kind of happened. But I started noticing I was extra clumsy the last 5, 6 years. My ex-girlfriend would wonder why I'm doing some crazy things like walking into walls and like shoulder checking people on one side, um, leaping off 3 steps of stairs and falling on my face, stuff like that. And she was concerned, and then I would eat dinner and it's getting, it's a little dark in the place, so then I found trouble like navigating around the restaurants. I had to feel my way around in the washroom if it was darker, and I couldn't get out of the washroom. It's like it started really concerning. So I went to get checked, and I have something called the retinitis pigmentosa (RP),
Okay.
and I've lost my peripheral one side, so I have tunnel vision, right? Hence
Yeah.
why I'm shoulder checking people because I can't see that corner, right? So they told me that it could hit my central vision one day, and I'm hoping it doesn't. They said it could be tomorrow, 10 years, 20 years, 30 years, but the way it's going, it'll probably drag for maybe 10, 20 years. But I'm just trying to enjoy as much as I can. I travel a lot. But it came to the decision of what am I gonna do? Like if my eyesight starts depreciating, I can't drive anymore. Quality of life's gonna go down. So I needed to think of my future, and just kind of ponder ideas. And I wanted to do something that can help other people like myself, and people with disabilities.
Mm-hmm.
Because my family owns factories in Asia, so I'm like, okay, I should take advantage of this hookup, so we started pondering ideas, and I didn't want to like allow my sight vision to be a negative or something that's going to hold me back. So I just want to be proactive and just like look at what's out there. I didn't want to just do anything because like I'm very particular. As an entrepreneur, I wanted to do something different, and so this bone conduction headphone came to be, but there's tons of them out there. So I was like, oh, how can we tweak it to make it different? So then I kind of learned that hearing aids haven't really changed their technology very much, and people are just kind of finding it too expensive, fragile. Uncomfortable, battery changes, it's tiny, people lose like 2 or 3 sets in their lifetime, $8,000. So I was like, oh, maybe we can think of something more affordable, something more comfortable,
Right.
right? More accessible. And so we decided to put this amplification into this headphone. So now instead of just being able to listen to music and talking on the phone like the rest of them do, now we can use it for social interactions. People can use it as a hearing aid, but now it's in a headphone. So it's for under $300, right? So but so it's like um It's almost like it's just a fresh air, fresh breath of air for people, like a new option. It gives them that new option, that new excitement, that
Yeah.
encouragement that there is something else out there. So this is what we've been trying to motivate people to do.
Yeah, well, and I was on your website earlier, and just and even on like photos of you on your LinkedIn, and it really doesn't look like you have hearing aids on. You just have a cool headphones.
Exactly. The stigma is gonna wipe out the stigma, especially people that have young people, especially young people, middle-aged people that don't want to wear hearing aids because they feel that stigma is attached to hearing aids, right? That people
Yeah.
judge them. Now they can wear this trendy headphone that other people wear for working out. So it just,
So
yeah.
and would this be also sort of like a replacement almost of cochlear implants as well?
No, no. So this is more for mild, moderate, in some cases of severe. So
Okay.
yeah, yeah. So people that have conductive hearing loss, or I work with people with dementia, people with autism. It works great because it helps them learn, and just be able to listen with clarity, right? Um, and the new product have minimized background sounds, so it's another positive thing because a lot of people go crazy if there's background sounds. Hearing aids have background sounds,
Yeah.
so my first product has background sound, so we actually revamped it into this new product that's just better in every possible way. And it's senior friendly, of course, and it's just very easy to use for all ages. Yeah,
Right, right. And so you live in Alberta,
yeah.
correct? And so did you're residing in Alberta influence your career at all?
No, I feel like anywhere I live, it would have been kind of I would have kind of probably came to this path, but I just think that people all over the world could use this. This is a very broad network. It's people with hearing
Yeah,
loss, sight loss, anyone with you know it depends on like the person. We've probably tested thousands of people. 85% of them work really well. There's going to be
yeah,
15% that doesn't, is because their hearing is just too difficult to,
yeah,
and there's limitations for any product, right? But if it's 80-85% that works, it's a great product, right? So especially it caters to low income. That's another thing. Not everyone can afford expensive hearing aids, right?
absolutely,
So this caters,
absolutely.
yeah.
And I having a disability means a lot. You need a lot of very expensive products, so it's always nice when things are made to be a bit more affordable.
100%. Yeah, exactly.
Absolutely. And so, like you were saying earlier that your experience with vision loss led you to interacting with a lot of seniors. And so, was that the main inspiration to uh, sort of find a product that was mainly focused on aging individuals, or just loss of hearing in general?
I think it's a loss of hearing in general. I just happened to kind of slide into the senior industry because my best friend is an executive director for a big senior brand. So
Okay.
when I told her about this, she was very, very she was the biggest supporter. So, and she has hearing loss too. So she was one of my main testers in the beginning. But she brought me into senior homes one by one, and then it just kind of started flourishing, and more senior homes reached out, and then so I work with most senior homes in the city. So before it was like one or two, now it's like 20, 30 senior homes. I do presentations for, I do testing, just to get them comfortable because I want to support them because I don't want to just sell anything. I want them
Yeah.
to like it and use it and feel comfortable because a lot of seniors are not techie. So you got to encourage them that technology is something that can help them, especially improve their lifestyle for a fraction of the cost of hearing aids. So,
Mhm.
but I do work with people, children with disabilities. I work with labor workers because a lot of labor workers have a lot of noise. Like they work with loud equipment, a lot of noises that really damage their ears over time. So this works perfectly for them. Conductive hearing loss is something great. that it just penetrates through the damaged wall and it goes right into the healthy inner ear, so they can start hearing again. It's very beneficial. I've seen some really life-changing reactions.
Yeah, absolutely. And so, can so can you elaborate a bit more on the innovative technology of the product? Like, I think it was like inner bone conduction. Was that it?
Yeah, it's an open ear bone conduction headphone with an amplification added in. So we added the amplification, which makes it more special. So it's patented by my supplier. I trademarked it all across North America and Asia. But
Nice.
so open ear technology, I'll show you. So this is what it looks like. So it looks like this. So it's a bone conduction headphone. You see the little ear hooks. So it
Yeah.
just that just hooks onto your ear and it sits in front of your ear. So there's nothing inside here. There's no direct pressure. There's no damage. No earwax buildup like hearing aids could do. So it sits nice right in front of your ears on your upper cheekbone, right? So from the upper cheekbone, when you turn on the device, the very front, it's called the little pads, right, that sit there. It's called
Mm-hmm.
transducers. So it actually amplifies the sounds, the data from the audio data from anything you're using, um, and it amplifies it and it converts it into sound vibrations through your skull. So then it enters from your outer, middle, and inner ear. So it just sound vibrations and then it converts into electrical signals where your brain recognizes as sound, right? So it's just basically sound amplified through your skull into sound vibrations. So it's just a use
Wow.
of sound vibrations, right? And over time, bone conduction has been improving. It's been around for a long time, but now more and more people are getting more used to it or liking it because it is the healthiest way of hearing. It's more an ambient sound, and because it's an open design, you don't you can be aware of your surroundings. You're not wearing those headphones where it's trapping the sounds. You're able to hear a car coming or someone talking from a distance while you're using this product, right? Um, so we can encourage people. It's healthiest way of hearing. It's just most natural way of hearing, and it actually minimizes tinnitus because of this natural ambient sound. And
Mm-hmm.
tinnitus is obviously a perception of sound without an external source, right? So that person is the only one that can hear these sounds, the muffled sounds, big ringing sounds. It can be anything. But when you wear this, it actually neutralizes it. So it actually really decreases those sounds for those people that find tinnitus annoying, right? So yeah.
Nice. And so, when you were developing the product, do you have any sort of like key milestones in the development of the process, or maybe even some setbacks?
Um, I feel like the setback, like in the beginning, we had to test many different types of headphones and many types of just different styles and different products, right, to get to the right one. Because there's some that are better quality and some are better fitting, more comfortable. So
Mm-hmm.
it took about 4 months for me to like get some feedback from people to really nail down which one I really wanted to go through with. And there's gonna be setbacks for anything you do, right? There's even my first product, I feel like it was not as successful as I wanted to be because there's gonna be some tweaks and stuff you want to do, right? So
Yeah.
my second one, it really launched really well, and we sold more in 2 weeks than we did for an entire year of my first one. So
Whoa.
yeah. So because it has the background sounds reduction, that was a big key. There's a dual sound control on both sides, so people can actually control the volume amplification based on their ear like level. So if you have one side that's more severe, you can actually adjust, make it higher up, right? And the other side
Oh,
get
that's
lower.
cool.
Yeah, that's cool. And because my first one didn't have that, right? It was a one volume setting, right? So and then there's an environmental mode, so indoor, outdoor, and vocal. So when you're outside, you can press outdoor mode and actually adapts to the sounds of the environment. So it's louder on the outside, right? Sometimes there's cars, there's water movements, right? So that's another cool feature. 1 hour charge, 8 to 10 hours usage. and that's very quick, very quick charge for people.
Yeah, it's very quick turnaround.
And just a couple buttons, like there's only one main button. You just switch it over, it turns on, and the person just uses it. Amplification is already there, so people don't have to like worry about like too many buttons to figure out. And it's just very friendly for anyone to use, right? And not many products out there like that, right? Some of them have a lot of difficult instructions, for people to learn, and this is as easy as it gets for someone that wants to have something that can you know, greatly improve their hearing, right? Um, and the product actually has shown that actually helped people with vision loss too.
Mm.
As weird as it sounds, that a headphone can help, but because when your sight is diminished, you need your next sense to be enhanced, which is your hearing. So now you want a daredevil hearing, right? And now you can actually hear background sounds for my first product. So the background sounds actually can be an advantage for someone with hearing loss because you want to hear footsteps. You want to hear the background sounds of the doors closing because you can actually tell who's near you. And so people use it to navigate and to be aware and alert. So my first product actually caters to the sight loss community, and then my second product is for the hearing loss community, right? So I have purpose for both products.
Oh, that's brilliant. And like so what are what challenges are you facing or did you face in bringing it to the market?
Oh, what sound?
What
Oh,
challenges?
challenges, yeah. I had to really work hard to, really get people's trust. The senior industry, they don't trust many people, right? So
Yeah.
you gotta work your butt off, and like one by one, I was just going to senior homes and just doing small groups. Small groups now became bigger groups. And
Mm.
then I networked, and now I'm doing presentations with the Alberta Blue Cross. I work with some really big nonprofits for the blind and hearing, companies, which I would have
Right.
never done before. And now it's like people are reaching out to me because they see me. I'm doing Dragon's Den next year to like
Oh, wow.
yeah, I got local magazines featuring me, and like I did a spin-off of Shark Tank in the States too. That's supposed to come out in January. So, uh, just putting myself out there because I tell a lot of people that are entrepreneurs, like, you gotta grow your company organically. Like, I don't use Amazon because I feel like Amazon doesn't necessarily help you build a genuine, authentic company because you're just throwing your products out there and hoping someone buys it without actually promoting it and using your face and using your time to actually get people to really understand your product first.
Yeah.
So I didn't want to throw it out there and have competition just like put bad reviews without and a lot of them actually there's a lot of corruption on there, right? So there's a lot of companies that's had setback where they destroy your company before you even launch your product, because competitors just like out there throwing negative comments at you, right? So for me, it's like it's been working. It's slower, but it's better to grow it like without like putting your products in all these outside third party markets, right? So I'm just working like senior homes to like big organizations to podcasting, like growing it just kind of like outwards, and it's been working well because people respect that someone that has a disability is actually trying to work with others and has this product that's helping others with disability. So it's been a very great kind of story people are telling, right? Because no one respects more than someone's actually going through the same thing, right? I'm not just a seller. Now I'm someone that's like they understand. Oh, he's actually like one of us. He understands, right? So
Yeah.
so I'm not just out there pushing products. I'm actually out there sharing stories, and as a result, people are buying, right? So
Absolutely. And they want to, they want to support someone that they can relate to.
100%,
Definitely.
hundred
And
percent.
I know what you mean about like like seniors. Well, especially like I find maybe 10 years from now or even 20 years from now, people will be a bit more accustomed to technology in their childhood, but seniors right now weren't, when they were kids, didn't deal with a lot of technology, and so they're a bit more judgmental, maybe, or they can't understand a lot about technology. Is that fair to
Yeah,
say?
I think so. And like, and I kind of seen it's like an evolution, for me. Because when I first started, seniors were kind of very, they were very nervous and very kind of like, they shut it down very quickly because they're like, oh, it looks like it's for a young person. And they're like, oh, there's too much to learn. So they kind of like, they want to hear what it's about, but afterwards they're kind of like, um, okay, we're good, right? But eventually, when I started doing more and more of these, events, and they've seen other people wearing it, so it was just kind of like a little baby steps, right? So I had like one or two people buy it. Now I have like five or six in per senior home, and now there's 10 people wearing it. It's just kind of growing, right? Because Barbara sees Bob wearing it, and Bob actually is finding it very beneficial, and um, he's kind of taking his himself out of his comfort zone, right? So they see that, okay, if Bob's doing it, then maybe we can do it. And especially it helps them feel included in conversations. A lot of them feel excluded in family discussions, even at the residence, because they can't really fully hear everything and not clear and muffled. And a lot of them choose not to wear hearing aids. So they own them, but they don't wear them. So I found that very interesting. So as more and more people wear this as a backup or even a primary product, they just put away their hearing aids. They don't have to worry about losing it or damaging it. You can use this product, it's just easy to use, hands free. You don't have to worry about losing it. And more and more people are just finding it's just it's a better product, and they feel like it's something that could transcend the hearing industry, right? Because $8,000 is a ridiculous amount to charge anyone, not even just seniors. Like, imagine a senior citizen, you're charging them $78,000, and they work hard for their money, and they're just
Yeah.
throwing into something that they don't even like to wear. That's pretty disappointing, right? So I found that a lot of people are just really liking this option, and whether they buy it or not, at least they know it's out there. They can pass it along, and people of all ages can wear it. And it's a great thing. And I actually want to put it in a Walmart, Best Buy eventually, like a retail where people can just pick it off the shelf, wear it, and it works. And so far, so good, right? That's why I want to do the Dragon's Den next year and promote it that way too, right?
Oh, it's interesting. Yeah, and like you said, if they see something on Amazon, it's not they don't have that personal connection with you.
Exactly,
Yeah,
exactly. It's almost
and
like, yeah,
and so like you said, with other things on Amazon, competitors can jump on you and say negative things about your product, even if it's not true.
exactly. Yeah, I
And
have
so
yeah,
was
yeah.
that was that another reason why you did so much work into like trademarking your technology?
I trademarked it right in the beginning just because I really believed in it. It wasn't because I thought someone's gonna copy it, because will copy it down the road, but once you're the first person kind of doing it, pioneering it, and people see that I'm not taking shortcuts, and I think a lot of people actually respect that I would drive across the city just to test a senior, and I would
Mhm.
actually sit there and talk to them about their life, and like it's not just like, oh, I'm just selling them something and then leave. It's like I'll spend hours in just testing and make sure they're comfortable, and just putting those foundations in really makes a difference, because they see how hard I work and they actually start referring me to other people. They're like, hey, this guy's legit. This guy's actually really cares, right? And that's the image I want, right? So when I go on podcasts and I talk about stuff, they see the passionate, they see the dedication in it, and that's what radiates through me and someone else that's just throwing products out there and trying to sell it without a purpose, right? So I give it an image, a purpose. Yeah,
Yeah, wow. You're right. Yeah, that shows dedication. You're right. Good for you.
that's right.
So like you said, looking ahead, you're hoping to put your product in retail stores like Walmart and Best Buy. So like, how far along do you see that future coming, and maybe do you see any steps beyond that?
Yeah, I'm hoping for summer of next year because so Dragon's Den auditions in March, right? So everything I'm doing now is just like preparing myself for it, aligning it with everything. So, just doing senior events. I do a lot of vendor events. I do now I'm going to Vancouver next month to I got 4 events there and just kind of like promoting in different provinces, too because I want them to kind of start hearing about my brand. And when I do these retails, they would, some people would pick up on it, right? Instead of just Calgary and Alberta, where, I want more people to know. Just why I'm doing podcasts in Australia, Germany, like, I send my products all over the world just so people can test it and get a hang of it and actually know about it, instead of
Yeah.
just throwing your product out there and no one knows what it even is, right? So no one's gonna buy it, right? So and I've done about 15, 20 podcasts already. I got another 15, 20 to do. And it's just like people are just really interested in this product. So, and actually, yeah, I'm very happy about this. This is very gratifying, very rewarding that my very first, company, my very first idea can actually go this far, and I can see it going very far. Like the world has 20% people with hearing loss, so that's a 1.6
Mhm.
billion people that have some kind of hearing loss. And sight loss is like 300 million. So if you can even get some of that, a little portion of people, it just spreads. And you know how many low income people are in the world? Many, many, So most people in the world are low income, right? Especially in
Yeah.
Africa or like or South America, and they can use this product, right? So I feel like this can reach very far. And as I do Dragon's Den or even these international shows, that's what's going to bring these audience, right? And even your podcast, it just brings in audience from different provinces or maybe other countries. And podcasting, I feel like it's the best way, honestly. Like it's not only like complimentary, but some charge a little bit of money, but it's worth it because it really does hit the big audience market. Like your podcast hits exactly what I'm trying to promote, the disability community, right? So yeah, I think it's gonna really do well. I think, yeah.
Yeah, absolutely. And so, what message would you like to share with our audience, particularly those with similar facing challenges, maybe in their own entrepreneurial journeys?
Um, for people that I feel like that, well, like a consumer base, because I'm going to talk about a consumer base and an entrepreneur base. So someone that's a consumer, a senior, we encourage them to kind of step out of their comfort zone, uh, adapt to new technology, especially just because they think they're older and they might not want to learn anything. I've seen
Mhm.
thousands of seniors at all these events that actually are coming out to learn about new technology, right? And when they do learn, they're super stoked, super happy, because it works, right? And if they never took that chance, they would have never known, right? So I always encourage them, don't shut it down. Try it out and just learn. And most of the time, people are very happy with it, right? And it's life changing. For an entrepreneur point of view, people that want to like get into this type of like industry, they have to do the hard work. They can't
Mhm.
just throw a product out there and hope for the best. Because if that was the case, I would not be sitting here talking to you. And because no one would actually know about this, right? So I had to really work my butt off to actually get into so many industries. I failed in the beginning a lot. There's actually some really remarkable stories where when I first started, I got shut down very fast with a couple of senior companies. And this one particular senior company uh, booked me in. When I went to see them, they totally forgot about this appointment, right? So no one showed up. So I was like, okay, very discouraged. And then one guy's like, hey, I'll listen to you. So I came in, did my presentation. He fell asleep in the middle, snoring, right? And I was like, wow, I'm like, is my product this bad or is he just tired? So he was just like, yeah, give me your contact number. I'll pass it on. Never passed it on. it's almost like they're bothered I was, disturbing their day, But I was just trying to be like, hey, pass this on. This could help the seniors. And I don't think it ever got to the seniors. Later, I found out this company, I won't even say who they are, but they were found out in the news to be abusing seniors. So they actually were like
Oh,
neglecting them. So I was like, oh, this makes sense because they're neglecting my pitch to the seniors.
yeah.
So they actually got terminated, right? So, and then the company that took over ended up being one of my partners now. So
Oh,
it's almost like karma, So it's like, right? And this
complete
company,
180.
180. And I was just like, I have a warehouse now, and I was just like putting my products in this warehouse. And this warehouse is right behind this company that got terminated. This their building, right? So I was like, this is really coming full circle. That I'm just like, I'm kind of like rising and growing, and then they're gone because of what they're not trying to help the seniors, they're trying to neglect them, and I'm trying to help them. So I'm growing and they're somewhere else. So
Yeah.
that's a great story for me. So I tell this to other people, that don't let people discourage you. If you have something great and you feel like it's going to change the world, keep doing it, right, until someone accepts you, right? So that's what I've been doing. So
Excellent. Excellent. And so finally, Michael, as we wrap up our conversation, could you please let our audience know how to follow you or find out more about the Flow Group?
yes, so my website's gonna have everything from content technology to testimonies, online shopping. 140 countries in the world we can ship to. It's gonna have blogs. My podcasting's on there, linked on there. People can listen to my podcast. Anything related to media, Dragon's Den, and like events will be posted on there. People can follow up with us. And the website's www.theinnerflow.com. So THEINNERFLO.com. So no W, FLO, the flow, like a cool hip way of saying flow.
Yeah,
And Instagram is the Flo Group. So everything is through there. And LinkedIn is Michael Leung. And they can follow me on LinkedIn as well.
excellent. Excellent. Well, we will have all of those links up in our show notes as well. Yeah.
Thanks, Hollis. Appreciate
Thank,
it.
thanks for being here, Michael.
Appreciate it. It was awesome.